Hi. Today on this beautiful episode of The Wade's World, we got a chance to go to Memphis Comic Expo this past weekend. Got a chance to talk to a lot of comic book artists, a lot of my friends, a lot of people who do a lot of things in the industry. So join us here on this episode of Wade's World. Mr. Greg Cravens. This is one of the inspirations of me drawing. Give us a little bit a background about you, Mr. Cravens.
All right. Just like anybody else, I drew when I was a kid, and everybody goes, "Oh, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And you go, "I want to be a cartoonist." Well, if you didn't say fireman or policeman when you were a little kid, everybody goes, "You want to what?" And you get attention. So as soon as I got attention, I stuck with it. I got obsessed just like everybody else got obsessed, and I won't let go of it. And I managed to make a career out of it so far. So, yeah, that's how that works.
What's the tools of the trades that you use? Pretty much, are you digital? Are you traditional mostly, or how does it work?
I was trained, and in fact went to college and took classes that ended that year because nobody used the techniques that I was taught in college for the first 2 years. Nobody used them anymore. Everything that digital became started with the analog stuff that I was forced to learn because the Mac Lab was brand new my last senior semester. It was all new back then. So went from that to, yes, I can draw this for you, and having to drive artwork across town to an art director at an ad agency, to now being able to deliver everything digitally across the country or to another country. Easy.
Yeah.
So the whole career changed after I got it.
Yeah. On you, Mr. Cravens, where is your stuff?
All right, many places. The easiest is cravenscartoonist.com, but there's also gocomics.com/thebuckets. There's hubriscomics.com. And just like the kids do these days, just Google Greg Cravens and then hit images and see what you come up with.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Hey, she looks familiar. I don't know where.
I came up with her a few years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with those characters yet.
Yeah.
And here's another one that I came up with. That one.
Yeah.
Still up in the air.
You should probably burn her. You need to burn her, just kill her off. I think the actual artist is gonna kill her off. All right, so we here with Antonio. Antonio, tell me what you got. Tell me who you are and what you do. I just told you who you are. Never mind, go ahead. You go.
Antonio Johnson, adjdesign.com. We're here at the Memphis Comic Expo, and I have a bunch of prints that I've come up with, and our book, Bluff City Blues, is a cop drama based here in Memphis, but we're calling it a novice, trademark pending, because it's a mix between novel and comic. It goes from one to the other, from beginning to end, throughout the entire book. So it's a complete story from start to finish, so you don't have to wait for the next one to pick up the story or anything like that.
So tell me how you got started, because I see with the Novik, right? You got novel writing in there, but you also have comic book panels, traditional comic book panels.
Right.
How did you put those two together, and how did you get started?
Well, the idea, my wife actually birthed that idea because I was working on the graphic novel for this, but it was about 150, 200 pages, and I'm the only artist. I was doing the line art, the coloring, the lettering, and everything, and that is a lot for one person to do. So she came up with the idea to do a mix of the two, and that way I'm doing a minimum of about 24 pages or so for the book. So we came up with the specs that would qualify for a novice. And it's a lot easier on the artist if you're doing 24 pages versus 200 pages. And it's a solid story from beginning to end, so I don't have to wait another year for issue 2 to come out of a 32-page comic, you know. So that's where that came from. But I had this idea for this book with these characters since high school, back in the 90s. Watching New York Undercover and those type of shows, and then Bad Boys and Tango and Cash. We had this idea for 2 cops. So I created those, and then we just started working a story around it, basically here in Memphis.
Awesome. So, all right. So, where can people find you? Where can they find you online? And if they have questions, or if they want to buy the book or buy some artwork.
You can go to adjdesign.com. All my social media links are on there. You can actually contact me through the site. It will email me directly. And you can buy any of these prints that you see. You can buy Bluff City Blues. You can commission me as well if you want to have anything custom made. I do graphic design as well. So you can reach out to me at adjdesign.com.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
All right.
So this guy right here is I stole his stuff in college.
Stole my stuff? You are lying about, from jump you're talking about stuff that never happened.
Anyway, all right, Mike Norton. Some of you guys, you've heard me talk about him before. Him and Greg Cravens are 2 people who have inspired me in comics. And
we're both from Jackson.
And they're both from Jackson. Wow, that's crazy. So, you know, and I'm from Memphis, so we're all in the South. That's crazy. Anyway. Students, this is the man that I always talk about, Mike Norton. How you guys doing? How you doing? Explain to them where you came from, how you started in comics, and what you are doing right now currently.
That is a lot of stuff.
That's not a lot of stuff. Come on, man.
My name is Mike. I am from Jackson, Tennessee. Jackson, Tennessee and Memphis, Tennessee. I live in Chicago now. I got into comics. I read them because my dad used to bring them to me when he would bring me comics to read, and I like comics, so I learned how to draw them. And I got my first job drawing the Badger for Image Comics in 1997 because I sent a bunch of art off to the writer, and the writer said, "Hey, you're pretty good." This was after years and years. Like, I met you in college.
Yeah.
And I was sending art off to comic book companies then, and they were all saying, "No, sorry."
But you were doing your own comic strip too in college, so.
I was doing a comic strip for the paper. Yeah, that's right.
So it wasn't like you weren't practicing. You know?
No, I was constantly drawing comics.
Right,
I mean, there was a period of time in high school when I wanted to be a guitar player, but I was mostly doing comics all the time.
Right.
That's all I've ever wanted to do. So that was part of the whole motivation factor was a big part of why I ended up doing it, because that's all I ever wanted to do. And when you have no other thing that you want to do, it kind of limits your enthusiasm to do other things.
For other things.
I mean, I could have worked at Office Max in Germantown.
Yeah, that's not.
I could be the manager there. I could be a district manager if I just stayed there.
Why would you want to do that though?
Right, exactly.
So what are some of the titles right now that you are working on or have worked on? I know it's a lot, man.
Yeah, I mean, I started doing independent comics when I started out, but I finally I was doing like Marvel and DC around 2004, and I still do a fair amount of DC stuff. I don't know why I don't do a lot of Marvel. They just don't call me. But that's freelance life. That's, sometimes somebody gives you a job. But I've been doing this year I did I do a lot of Teen Titans kind of stuff. I get job's doing a lot of like younger reader stuff, so Teen Titans, any comics with a kid in it I end up drawing. I don't know why. I guess I'm good at drawing kids. Did some Batman this year, which was a new thing for me. I'm the one guy that doesn't like Batman, so.
What?
Sorry. I like Wonder Woman. You like Wonder Woman?
I like Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman's my favorite character.
Yeah, right.
So okay.
You're the only guy I know that Wonder Woman's their favorite character.
What?
Yeah.
That's probably why I haven't gotten a job at DC.
No, I don't think that's true.
That's another question for another. Anyway. So let's see.
I think it's just because you're a mean, horrible person.
I am not a mean. You can't tell my students I'm a mean, horrible person. What's wrong with you? Anyway.
Bleep that out. Do you bleep stuff?
This is.
Just bleep out everything I say. It'll make me sound more interesting.
I don't have that capability to bleep.
Beep. I'll bleep myself.
This guy right here is just cussing up a storm. All right. So let's see. What has been your passion project? I know you have Battle Pug. I know you have Grumble. You know what I mean? And those are your own creator-owned comics. Do you like to do creator-owned more so than work for hire, or what do you feel? How do you feel about that? And what's the difference? Let them know what the difference is.
The difference is work for hire pays you. I love doing my own stuff. It's not something that I always liked doing. I always thought I was going to be somebody that got paid to draw Spider-Man, and that was it. But it's a really hard job to keep getting paid to draw superhero comics. And it's more fun to make your own stories up. The problem is that in any kind of entertainment, getting people to buy new ideas is very difficult. You have to really love the project, and that's why the best new stuff is by people that, you know, really like. If you can't half-ass it, really. And so, yeah, Battle Pug is something that it was the first book that I did of my own, and I really love it, and I feel comfortable doing it, and I don't feel stressed when I'm doing it. So I laugh when I make it. So it's kind of fulfilling on many levels. Whereas like drawing Superman is like, whoa, that's cool, Superman. But after that, it's like I would have drawn Superman at home by myself, you know? Somebody paid me for it. That's really cool. I can tell people I drew Superman, but I don't own Superman. But I own Battle Pug.
Right.
I can do whatever I want with Battle Pug.
Right.
But Superman, that's somebody else's character.
Right.
I'm a fan like you are, you know? So it's like, I don't get to own it. I can tell people that I drew it. And that's really the only advantage of drawing Superman, is somebody pays you to do it, and you can tell people you drew Superman. But when you draw a Battle Pug, it's like, this is my comic, this is my universe, I made this. You can be part of it if you want. And then you get the satisfaction of someone coming up to you and saying, hey, I really like that. And you're like, I made it.
Well, cool, man. So how can they find you other than the pages of the comics? Like, how can they come up to find some of your Battle Pug work, maybe ask you some creative questions and things like that?
I'm on social media. You can go to battlepug.com. You can go to ihatebike.com, which is my website. You can find me on Twitter, the Mike Norton, and I'm on Instagram, MikeTron2000. And all I do is post jokes and stupid artwork. So, I mean, if people ask me questions, I answer it. I don't really...
And bad Amazon movies that you watch?
I watch a lot of bad movies.
You've infected our household with watching these same bad movies.
Good.
They're horrible, man.
Excellent.
No, it's not good.
Excellent.
It's better to do it, put it out there, see what happens and fail than to not do it at all. And
You
then
have
always
to.
wonder.
Not only is it better, you have to do it.
Yeah.
That's how you get better at things.
Right.
You know, I'm learning like how to play guitar and songwriting and stuff, and that's the only way you can get better is to make a song.
Right.
And that's not going to be a good song. But you have to do that. You have to do it like hundreds of times to get good.
Right.
It's the same way with drawing. You have to do it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And I think that's what keeps people from trying in the first place, is that a lot of people know that first attempt's not going to be good.
Right.
And nobody wants to fail.
Right.
Who wants to fail?
Me.
You do?
Yes, I failed.
So good. I got news for you. You're real good at it. That's a joke.
That's
that is
horrible.
A sincere
That's
joke.
horrible. Students, don't listen to him.
Don't listen to him.
He's a
at
horrible
all.
man.
That was a horrible joke.
All right, man. Thank you very much, Mr. Mike Norton, the tall Wookiee himself. Once I asked the question,
Once you ask the question,
yes, yes, you will answer the question. Okay.
I will answer the question.
Okay.
Yes, I got this rule. I got it all down pat. I know exactly what to do.
Okay.
You will ask the question, and
Yes.
I will ask the question. Yes.
No, I'll ask the question.
I'll ask the question. You.
I'll ask the question,
Okay.
and you answer the question.
Oh, I got it.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. All right. So, how did you?
Wait. You asked the question.
I'm asking the question.
Yes, that's right. Okay. I'm ready.
All right.
Go.
Now, how did you get started in your career of comedy?
So, when I was a little backup, I always wanted to do funny things. And so what I did was funny things.
Oh.
And then that just took from step to step to step. And I began to do, out in the wilderness, I was telling all the animals jokes. I was telling them all jokes.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
And then I moonlighted for a while as a bearskin rug. That was uncomfortable. I felt like I was walked all over. People walked all over me all the time.
Right.
And then one day I was at this place called the El Slizo Cafe. And I was supposed to be doing jokes. I might sing or I might dance or something, you know.
Yeah.
And then Kermit walked in, and he felt sorry for me because there was a fat sailor. And he shot at me, and Kermit says, "Hey, that's not what you do." And so that's how we became good friends, see?
Right.
And so then from there, we went to Hollywood. He got the Rich and Famous contract. We did a movie. We did a show. We did a show first. We did the movie after, which told the story of us doing the show. I don't remember. Anyways, so we did all of those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you just brought up Kermit, right?
Yes.
You guys are best friends.
Yes.
How is that? How is it being best friends with one of the most famous frog in the world?
It's great. It's great. He's brilliant.
Yeah.
He's funny. He's fun. He sings. He dances. He tells jokes. He does the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then he lets me do it too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Man, well that's great.
How friends do, you see.
Yeah.
Friends get you out there and they help you get in the limelight and they do all these things and they say nice things to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Well, okay. Last question.
Okay, good.
All right. So, what's your favorite comic book that you're reading right now? Your favorite
I
book?
am reading Shinobi Ninja Princess. That's
Oh.
the book that I like right now.
Wow, that's
Yes.
awesome.
Yes.
That's our favorite book too.
Yes.
Oh, well, thank you.
Why
Awesome.
do you like it?
I like it because I draw it.
I need your autograph.
I'll give it to you right after this.
Well, let's do it now.
All right.